Hi, I'm Fabian. I'm the co-founder and CEO of ThriveRun. So, one quick question: who here doesn't have paper receipts in their wallet? I mean, think about it for a second, or in your purse. Everybody has paper receipts everywhere. And if you're like most people, including myself, what you do is every now and then, every now and then you'll look through your purse, your wallet, and you'll think, okay, do I need to keep this receipt? Or do you keep that receipt? And the ones you really need to keep, you'll take a picture of it, and then you'll throw it away. I mean, so the problem isn't just receipts. It's a bigger picture problem. The problem is that the in-store, offline purchase experience is not actually intertwined with our online lives that we live nowadays. And so we're actually focused on solving not just actual email receipts, but the actual bigger picture problem of how do we actually bridge the best of what we come to love on the online purchase experience in the actual store for brick and mortar retailers. So ThriveRun was started about a year and a half ago by three co-founders who brought experience ranging from IBM. This is my second startup. The first one was a successful exit via acquisition, and we're based here in San Francisco. And as I said, we're on a mission to transform the in-store purchase experience. So along the way, we've been selected for a couple of cool events to present at. Not the least of which is actually the cool events, the great events that Owen has graciously let us present. So what have we done so far to date? So what we've executed on towards this vision is now we have 250 small and medium retailers using our platform, the largest of which is Macy's. And then we've signed up integration partnerships with mobile payment providers such as PayPal and Adyen, which is sort of a Square but in Europe actually. So the main problem that we're actually solving is that brick and mortar retailers are struggling to compete. I mean, it sounds like an oxymoron because brick and mortar is actually 90% of the actual sales versus e-commerce being 10%. But nonetheless, they're suffering from things such as showrooming, where a person walks in. Who here hasn't done it? I'm guilty of it. I walk in, try something on, and then while I'm there, I'm like, hey, this is great. Let me go online, and I'm looking at Amazon, seeing where to find it cheaper at. So it's not that in-store retailing is broken. It's never going to go away. The idea of wanting to try on a pair of shoes or a pair of jeans is never going to go away. It's just the current model and experience doesn't fit with our online lives. So to that extent, the really big retailers get it. You have the Nordstroms, JCPenney's of the world. They've actually created a similar type of solution where somebody can actually check out in the store with any sales associate. It's doable. I mean, heck, anything is doable. But for example, in Nordstrom's, they spent over $40 million actually creating this similar type of solution. It's doable for Nordstrom's. Maybe not cost effective if you're actually part of the other 99% of retailers, which wouldn't want to spend $40 million to build out a solution. I mean, think about it. Cloud APIs, servers, all sorts of other stuff that they're not actually, they sell clothes and jewelry, not actually software within a cloud. So how do we do this? How do we actually solve this problem? We provide a tablet-based solution that lets any sales associate within the actual store basically become a cashier, and any cashier becomes a sales associate. So anywhere in the store, once that person has made that product decision, they actually want to purchase something, they can actually execute on that, and the salesperson can check them out and actually send them a digital receipt that actually even provides them recommendations on other products that they should purchase. If they're not ready to buy, right now when you walk into a retail store, it's a hard sell process. Buy this ring, or buy this thing. They do that because it's binary. If you don't buy right then, you're never coming back. You're going to buy online, you're going to buy somewhere else. We changed that 1 or 0 sales process to being a maybe, like the way it is online, right? Using our software to actually be able to capture that purchase intent as a wish list or as a gift registry for perhaps for a birthday or a wedding. And then more importantly, we don't duplicate an existing retailer's environment, rather we connect to it. In other words, all their existing inventory management, finance, and merchandising systems, we simply integrate with what they have. So this is the second module that we have within our environment, which lets the retailer actually display all of their products within the actual retail location, not just what they have room for. So this is sort of a kiosk mode, which will enable them to do self-checkout inside the actual store and push real-time promotions and so on. So to kind of summarize a couple of the modules that it has, I think one of the things that struck me as funny as we're talking to retailers, and even some really large ones, is that they focus on, they think the checkout is great, they think all these pieces are kind of nice and sexy, But this one, interesting enough, is one that they actually focus on. Because think about it, if you're a large department store, you have 10,000 people across the country who work there. How do you push out a promotion like, for example, that they should focus on selling Chanel, or they should focus on selling women's apparel? I mean, right now, many of them put that notice out in the break room. And they say, please guys, remember to sell Chanel. Woohoo, let's do that. Wouldn't it be much better if every salesperson actually had a tablet and they could receive these notifications and actually be educated about upcoming promotions in real time? It actually, just that by itself actually saves retailers, when we're talking to them, $25 to $30 a month on paper costs and the distribution of the education. So I don't want to beat a dead horse, I'll skip it. I'd like to get to the point. Next part about it, we worked with a retailer here that's California-based that sells high-end women's bags and clothing, and through retail stores as well. So using our software, the bread and the butter of what they accomplish is they were able to do two main things. Number one, increase the average transaction size to now be 29% higher than what they did before. And then on top of that, their estimation of the research is that for each tablet that they had using our software, they reduced the need for 20% of a cashier. So that's pretty powerful when you think about the average cost of somebody within the store. This works, I'll spare you all the technical mumbo jumbo, and this basically is a combination of proprietary software that would run on a simple iPad or any tablet, a proprietary cloud environment that we have, and then we actually hook into the existing mobile payment providers such as PayPal and others. I'll skip over the technical mumbo jumbo. I think this is the wrong PowerPoint. So, short story. Brick and mortar retailing is undergoing a massive tidal wave of change. Our online lives are actually merging with the in-store experience. And FiveRun is actually uniquely positioned as we have the team, the traction, and the proprietary technology to take advantage of this. So thanks for your time, and I'll be in the back over there if you guys want to have any questions.
All right, hi everyone. My name is John Rocha. I'm the co-founder of MyFit, the new dimension to online shopping. I've been here before. I presented back in the summer, so I've probably met some of you people, and I'd like to meet many more, of course. So thank you to Owen for inviting me back again. Just by a show of hands, how many of you guys all here are sort of aspiring entrepreneurs or have your own sort of entrepreneurial endeavor or venture in front of you right now? Well, how many of you guys are fashion designers? Okay, and how many of you guys own boutiques or any kind of shop or anything along those lines for clothing? Okay, cool. So basically a little bit of everything, which is perfect. That's why I love coming to this event. So MyFit, basically we created this venture about a year and a half ago, simply because we would buy clothes online and they wouldn't fit. So ours is a little different. We are driving online sales, but again, it's trying to solve this fit problem. And so I'll delve into that for a second. So if you look at online retail adoption, only 10% of clothes are sold online. This is really lagging behind all these other industries, even though it's this massive industry, $250 billion. And so the question is, why is that? Why are only 10% of clothes sold online? I mean, everyone else is buying books and computers and things like that online. And so the answer, we think, is that consumers just lack confidence about knowing that the garment's going to fit, but more importantly, look good on them when they get it and then bring it home. And retailers really hurt from this, and they see return rates of over 40% for their online sales. And retailers really want to sell more clothes online for kind of different reason, because profit margins are double online versus in-store. And it's pretty straightforward because if you're selling online, you're not paying the overhead costs of rent and so on, and sales associates and things like that. So you're seeing this massive destruction of value. So with MyFit, we're sort of identifying this. We see that these online platforms, e-commerce sites currently are pretty flat and 2D, and they don't allow for much of analysis of fit. The only sort of fit out there is that you get to click on a size chart that most consumers never really click on. So with MyFit, it's a very simple idea. It's why not select a model with a similar body shape, try clothing in full 3D, bring this whole 3D element to your 2D site, and then use some of our fit technology to help you find the right fit. So there's kind of a lot going on. We launched January 1st, and so we're adding on new clients currently. So I'll give you guys a quick example, and then it's a lot easier just to kind of see what we do instead of me explain it. This is SustainYouClothing.com. As you can see, just sort of a standard product page. The only thing that's different is that MyFit 3D view. To install that, it's only 10 kilobytes, so it doesn't affect your load time or anything like that. And then we host everything from there. And so now you can see the clothing in full 3D in this interesting 3D environment. Because of the shadowing right now, you can't really see all the details, but if you zoom in really close, you can see things like the stitching and the hemlines and all kinds of other details you wouldn't otherwise be able to see. You can switch between different colors, different sizes, and you get kind of a unique customer engagement experience that you wouldn't be able to have otherwise. As you can see, you're in a fully 3D type of environment. It's entirely customizable. We work with this particular client on making a 3D environment that matched their site very well, so we can do that with pretty much anything. Or we could just display the clothing without any avatars or models in front of you. So, showing fit, you can then cycle between use our fit map. And so areas that are tight are indicated by red, and the areas that are loose are indicated by blue. And so because fit is a subjective type of methodology, we really think that we're trying to help you, just give you some tools to understand how the garment might fit on your body. Of course, on the right we have sort of the specifications of this particular model. We're going to be adding more, so that way you can choose one that matches sort of your body type and shape. And then eventually we're going to be adding technology to allow you to scan yourself and add you into the system entirely. So, but the idea is that now you have the confidence to make that purchasing decision, and then once you try, you really don't want to live without, and that's really what we're going for our retailers. One of the things that we're really excited about for these designers and clothing manufacturers is that we can monitor everything through our analytics software. And so we can really track who's trying on what types of clothing, what styles, what sizes, all those sort of things that really kind of help you in your inventory and style decisions. We can make really easy for you. So some additional points that we have. The whole point of what we're trying to do is make it really simple, fast, and effective. Right? You just click on that icon. You see that it looks good. You see that it fits pretty well. It's a really fun experience, and you're done. You're going to click buy, and the whole time we're tracking all the movement in between and giving that to the retailers. It's compatible. So basically, if your machine or if your computer can view a YouTube video, you can use MyFit. The customized analytics, I already kind of touched upon that. We're really excited about that from the retailer point of view. And the integration. So there's two kind of main integration points, right? So how do we virtualize this clothing? It's really simple. We can deal with any kind of information flow as simple as just the specs of the clothing. We would prefer something more in-depth, maybe like the DXF file from the pattern maker, but we're very flexible. And we're very confident there's really no clothing that we can't add to the system. And then of course we offer full hosting and support. So I was really excited to be here tonight. I was very generous of Owen to invite me. Part of, I'd say sort of our startup right now is that we have a free pilot program. And so we are identifying specifically Bay Area designers, e-commerce sites, things of that nature in order to try our software completely for free. And that's, seriously, it's free. We do everything for you. The only thing that we're asking for is just your feedback. We just really want to make sure that we're developing parts of our product that you want and that you like, and then that we're going to be able to scale up and branch out in the future. One of the things that we hope that our partners will get is exposure. So as we're launching and using our marketing efforts, your brand would be front and center. It's a really important part of what our partnership would be. And then finally, of course, the analytics are included, so we would provide you everything for free again, and full hosting and support. So I saw with a few hands that some of you guys are sort of in this specific space. I would love to talk with any and all of you. I'd love to hear your feedback on what we're doing. If you're interested in having this on your site, please just talk to me, and we'd be happy to get you online as little as a week. And with all that, thank you very much for having me, and I look forward to meeting you. Thank you.
iPad app, and it's an entirely new way of shopping online for fashion and clothing. So online shopping's been around for about a decade, and in that time its format has hardly changed. It's too literally based on the physical way that we shop. I go to a store, I find products I like, I put them in my shopping cart, and then I proceed to the checkout. But that's not how we shop for fashion. That's because fashion is all about emotion. When I go to shop for clothing, I go to a store, I find many pieces around a look that I'm trying to achieve. I go into the dressing room to see how they go together, and when I find the right piece I'm very, very excited. That is the emotion. That is when I want to buy something. And that is what Style Savvy achieves online. So Style Savvy is the design. The design is based on the phases women naturally go through when they organize their wardrobe, which is we shop, we style, we organize, and we buy. And that's the design that Style Savvy is based on. Come up. And that's what I want to show you. If I can get this to work. Okay, I think we're going to be good now. Okay, so as you see, Style Savvy there's a shop, and there's a stylet, there's a closet for organizing, and there's a shopping cart for buying. Those are our phases that we go through when we organize our wardrobe. On the shop screen, you see that the products are organized by category groups, apparel category groups. There's tops, there's bottoms, there's shoes. If I scroll up, we see dresses. I scroll down, we see accessories. These rows are configurable, and I'll show that to you in a minute. But what I want you to, the main point I want to talk about on the shop screen is how it's all based around shopping in terms of an outfit. As you can see, I could scroll, and as I scroll, I can discover vertically how I can create new outfits. As I continue to scroll, I can see new outfits and how I can put together things I wouldn't have even imagined without this ability. In addition to this, there's a powerful Style Savvy search which allows me to narrow down to the exact outfit that I'm looking for. There's a micro search here and a macro search here. The macro search is for the whole screen, and the micro search is for each row. On the macro search, I can search by stores. We have over 70,000 products from Nordstrom's, Dillard's, Bloomingdale's, Miss Selfridge, and we also have about a dozen stores waiting to be integrated. There's over 1,000 brands that I could pick from to refine the search. I was talking earlier about how we could reconfigure the rows. I'm going to reconfigure it so we're looking at dresses, shoes, and accessories. I could also refine it to fit my budget. I could look at any range of prices, and I could look at all sales items. And sizes. We've got the full range of sizes, including petites. So this is a macro search. It refines the products for the whole page. And as you can see, we've got a beautiful row of dresses. We've got a mixture of shoes. And we've got a beautiful row of accessories. I'm now going to refine the shoes to look for all red heels. And this is where I could refine and look for the exact products that I'm looking for. On the micro search, you see that we've got the brands, so we can search by brands. And we can search by styles, which I'm going to select heels. Prices, I'm going to put it into my budget. I'm a starving artist. And I'm going to look for all red heels. So now we've just downloaded all the red heels from these stores from all the brands. And you can see how exciting it is to be able to really refine the content to what you're really after. So that's pretty much the features on the shop screen. If I wanted to reset the search, I would just do this refresh button. If I wanted more information, I would go to the question mark. So now I want to talk about styling. So styling is this next tab. And earlier I mentioned that when I go shopping, I go to a store, I find many pieces around a look that I'm trying to achieve, and then I go into a dressing room to try them on and see how they go together. Well, Style It is like that dressing room. And I'll show you how to add an item to Style It. In the shop screen, we look at the details of a product. You see the description, the size, the colors. And you see the Style It button. I've already selected it, it's highlighted. So we've already added it to Style It. In addition, I could add it to the cart here. I could share it with my social media, my friends, or email them. And I can also shop it further. So I've added this item to style it. Let's hop over there right now. And as you can see, earlier, I'm styling an outfit for an important meeting. So I've added a lot of dresses that I'm just looking at to see what would be the best dress for this meeting. And you can see I've also added a piece from my closet. That's one of the powerful things about Style It is I could also include my own clothing. And I've added a bunch of shoes. So I really love this first dress. And now I want to select some shoes with it. I think the gray ones are beautiful. The red ones really make the outfit pop. And the black ones are kind of boring. So as you can see, there's this emotion that I'm getting, and I'm getting really excited about these red shoes. So what I want to do now is I want to purchase them, so I add them to my cart. And there, I went over to the shopping cart, and I'm going to select the shoes to go purchase them. We're hopping over now to the merchant's website, where I can choose the color, and I choose the size, and I can actually purchase them from Dillard's. And when I go back to Style Savvy, it asks me if I want to add them to my closet automatically. I say yes. And when I go to my closet, voila, there they are. So I'm building out my closet as I'm buying pieces, and I can additionally add pieces that I already own through this add feature, through the camera or the photo album. And I'm not going to go into that right now for sake of timing on this demo, and I'd be happy to show anybody if you're interested. But basically, we've gone through all of the features of Style Savvy, and you've seen that it does create that emotional element as if we're shopping in a real store, but it's much more powerful because I could put items from many stores, and I could refine all these pieces down to the exact outfit that I'm looking for. So this brings out an emotional element. It's very engaging, it's very entertaining, and I love it. I hope you do too. Thank you.